Chinyalu and Amori jumping it up in Florida will start with possession. Alex Condon back in the starting lineup for the Gators. He had been hurt a few games ago and had been coming off the bench upon his return. Condon gets it back from Martin, spins, missed it off the front iron. That's going to be basket interference.
You can see that Alabama is going to top lock, and they're going to play off Ruben Chinyalu to try to clog it up in the lane.
See the starters for Alabama. Fifth time that Nate Oates has employed this group. They're 2-2. Here's a three from the corner that's way off from Youngblood. One and done for Bama. Condon getting another touch on the low block, trying to back down Amori. Gets deep in the lane and kicks it out. Alabama, the #1 scoring team in the country. They're #1 in rebounds. Florida #3. Condon misses, and Phylon clears.
Really good block out there by Grant Nelson underneath. Rebounding is going to be a gigantic part of this game.
Terrific hustle by Phylon, but Florida comes out of there with it.
One thing Alabama cannot afford to do, Dave, is turn the ball over. They need to get a shot every time down.
Richards' three, not close. Alabama looks to run. Both teams love to get up and down the floor. Alabama has 8 games this year where it scored more than 100.
Elijah Martin guarding Mark Sears. He's got size, and he's really tough.
Sears puts it in for the game's first points.
Mark Sears is an outstanding scorer. He's got a Jalen Brunson vibe out on the floor. Really good at getting into the lane, finishing around the basket, shot fakes, getting fouled, and he can drill it from deep.
Has that terrific footwork like Brunson. How about the defense? Amori with the swat on Chinyalu.
Terrific drop pass by Walter Clayton Jr. and Cliff Amori, who was all defensive team when he was at Rutgers in the Big Ten, showing exactly why. A meeting at the summit.
Florida will have 11 to shoot.
See both teams do that throughout the course of the game. They're very good at guarding the three-point line.
Florida with 4 wins against ranked teams this year, including a victory at #1 Auburn. Alabama, Sears scores again, has 9 wins against ranked teams, a school record.
We saw Walter Clayton Jr. for Florida in the lane with that little floater. Same thing for Mark Sears, just running him off the line, make him make a tough 2.
Condon left alone, he'll let it fly and drill a 3.
The most skilled big guy on this Florida roster. He's not shot the ball that well of late. Only 16% in SEC games from 3 of 19. That's his 4th one.
Nelson turns it over. Florida looking to get out and run. Condon, a slam. 5 quick points for Alex Condon.
And those are the turnovers that Alabama cannot afford. That's a turnover for a touchdown.
Florida 3rd in the country in fast break points. Phylon leaning in and drops that one home. Tough shot.
Now, most people think, Dave, of Alabama as a 3-point shooting team, and they do make a lot of threes, but what they really do is drive the ball. They get a piece of the paint. They shoot 60% from 2-point range. That's best in the country.
Clayton, tough shot off balance, but he's able to hit. He's got 6 games this year where he scored 25 or more, including 33 points at Kentucky.
The most impressive thing about Walter Clayton Jr. this year is how he's improved his defense. He's really become an excellent defender. Last year that was not his calling card, but I think he's an NBA guard. He's small, but he can really score.
Has it blocked, but he was fouled on a drive. That's the first foul in the game.
Their team down saying, we're all right. We need to make it tougher for them to hit those 2s. No more 3s. And on offense, coaches preaching to play faster, get the ball up the floor quicker. Nate Oates stressing over and over. The pace has got to pick up on offense for us to control this game.
That's a great point, Molly. The pace, when you run offense with pace, it makes it more difficult for a team like Florida to be physical with you.
Got a foul here coming off a screen.
Half-court offense, because Florida's got size, they rebound really effectively, and they can really bother this Alabama team when they get the ball into the lane.
Alabama's lost 3 of its last 5, including a buzzer beater at Tennessee over the weekend. Tough angle as Mark Sears connects on the baseline.
Sears can not only knock down threes, he's just so good in the mid-range and draws a ton of fouls.
He has 4 of the 8 for Alabama. Clayton comes back and knocks down the mid-range shot. Clayton off to a terrific start with 8 points, 3 of 3 from the floor.
And he needed a good start. Over his last 3 games, he's averaging 14 points, but he's only shot 30% from the field.
Diabate powers it up, no. Handglotten playing his 4th game, or 6th game rather, since coming to get a #1 seed.
Well, they've had 2 wins over #1 teams. They've been excellent on the road. They've had back-to-back road wins over ranked teams, both Auburn and Mississippi State. And that's with guys out.
Richard attacks, and Handglotten puts it in. Florida's lead is 7.
Right now, Florida's been able to beat Alabama off the dribble, make 2-play-1. They've played out of it really effectively.
Sears attacking, kicks it out. Stevenson underneath, the slam by Aiden Sherrill.
What a beautiful cut by Jaron Stevenson right behind Mark Sears when he picked up his dribble.
Sherrill averages 3 points per game. McDonald's All-America. Freshman out of Detroit.
Well, Aiden Holloway did a really nice job of just blowing up that handoff action with Will Richard.
Rainbow from the corner, off target on the triple try from Clayton. And Holloway, one of the top 6 men in the country, looking to run, but turns it over. 3-on-1 Florida. Richard with the lob, was an errant pass, and another Gator turnover in transition. 3 giveaways already by Florida. A foul called on the dunk attempt. Show a #1 seed could be on the
table in the Big Ten. I think you could see Michigan State jump up into a #1 seed slot.
Right now, Joe Lunardi is Tennessee as the other #1. They've won 4 in a row. They play when we're done here at Ole Miss on ESPN2. Tennessee is 4th in the SEC, yet a #1 seed perhaps right now. Great cut, but a missed layup by Clayton. That's his first miss of the game.
Boy, both these teams are such good cutting teams. That was a terrific cut by Walter Clayton Jr. You're not going to see him miss many layups.
Bailon looking to drive. Kick out and a 3 from Holloway. That's good. He shoots almost 50% from 3 in conference games, and it's a 6-0 Bama run.
Boy, that's beautiful offense. Getting a paint touch off the pass and the kick out to Aiden Holloway.
Baseline shot no good by Aberdeen. Offensive rebound. Clayton for 3 up top. Brick that one. And it pinballs to the corner, and Holloway there.
Handglotten did an outstanding job of keeping that ball alive so he could grab that offensive rebound. That's the best time to shoot a 3 after an offensive board.
Diabate in the high post driving. Kicks to the wing and Phylon. Shot clock at 10. Diabate with the skip. Sherrill. 9-0 Alabama run.
This team could put points on the board in a hurry.
Driving into the lane. Martin, no room to get closer, so it's back out on the perimeter. Shot clock at 6. Back cut. Houck blocked, but a foul on Diabate.
Skilled big guy that can knock down a 3, really good with the ball, and an excellent rebounder.
He was big in the win at Auburn, had 16 points in that game. Went 0 for 2 though on that trip at the foul line. Alabama looking to extend the lead. Up to 8.5 minutes gone by in this matchup of top 10 teams. Second time ever. The other one was back in 2002. Fumbling it away is Youngblood out of bounds. But Phylon will inbound underneath to a wide open Nelson with good position.
So concerned about Mark Sears. If you fall asleep under the bucket, Alabama is going to take advantage of it.
Condon nails the 3. That's his second triple, and he turns and stares down the Alabama bench after the hit.
Alabama is top locking in the corner to keep Florida from being able to come off that dribble handoff action, and that means it's going to be a back cut.
Youngblood couldn't handle the pass, but Florida turns it over again in transition. Phylon missed the shot, couldn't tip it. Klobuchar out of there with it for the Gators.
Klobuchar can really shoot it.
Missed the pull-up 3.
Good pressure on that by Grant Nelson. Really made it difficult for Klobuchar to get a good look at the basket.
They're 2 for 7 from deep. Alabama 2 of 5 from behind the arc. Tied by 1. Sears fouled. Sears knocks down the first free throw. Beating the Clippers. Sears gets both free throws.
And one of the questions in the NBA now is, with Victor Wembanyama out for the season for the Spurs, who's going to get Defensive Player of the Year? It could be Jaren Jackson Jr. Of the Grizzlies.
There's a lot of that. You get Norman Powell, who's out right now for the Clippers. He was probably the front runner for sixth man or most improved. You got a lot of guys that got to get to that 65-game threshold, or you're ineligible for all the postseason awards.
Yeah, that's going to open up spots on All NBA and Defensive Player of the Year, and that could have some effect on second apron.
Nelson goes to the left hand, came up short. And it's Florida ball, looking to retake the lead midway through the first half here in Tuscaloosa. Clayton way off the mark. Offensive rebound and a kick to the corner. 3 on the way. Another air ball, but Condon a third chance, and Condon is fouled.
And eating when the team came out pregame, so she slowly pushes calories and protein-dense foods. All his caloric intake needs to be during evening hours. He has alarms set for 3 a.m., 5:30 a.m., so he can hydrate and eat meals during the evening, guys.
Oh, he's been very impactful so far in this game as well. A three-pointer rounded out from Youngblood and controlled by Chinyelu.
And Mohamed Diabate is such a valuable player for Alabama. He leads the team in plus minus, just an X factor.
And somehow Klobuchar, because of a seal from a teammate, gets downhill and gets the easy 2.
Yeah, it was Ruben Chinyelu, and he may be the best in the country at sealing off help defense. He just sealed off a shot blocker, and Klobuchar was able to get all the way to the rim for the easy layup.
Youngblood in the lane, scores there to tie the game at 23 apiece. First points for Youngblood, who averages about 10 points per game on the year. Entry pass to the low post. Chinyelu on the face-up. Goes to the jump hook and hits over Diabate.
Chinyelu, not a big scorer, only averages about 6 points per game, but an outstanding offensive rebounder.
Sears missed a deep 3. Ball batted out, and it's Florida ball. Sears 0 for 2 from behind the arc, 36% three-point shooter on the year. Was much better last year, 44% a year ago. Almost a walk on Martin, brings it back outside.
Martin had to cut back door because of that top lock. Same thing for Walter Clayton Jr. Those are terrific cuts. If there's not enough pressure on the passer, they're going to be able to pick Alabama apart on that.
Chinyelu back-to-back buckets for Florida. Lead is 4 for the Gators. High-level offensive basketball, both teams among the best in the country.
Big-time offensive teams.
Diabate, no inside, but a late whistle, a foul.
But when you look at those rebounding numbers, it's imperative that the guards stick their noses in there and rebound and help the big guys, especially when you have long rebound situations.
As we're talking about rebounding, Todd Golden emphasizing that in the last timeout with physicality. He said, get out in transition, make explosive plays in the paint, telling his bigs, if you get a lob, slam it, take away their confidence. So Golden trying to inject some confidence, physicality, swagger into his team in that timeout.
And Molly, he told us at shoot-around today, it's not just the bigs, the guards we've got to worry about crashing the glass. As Sears had a foul called there on Richard at midcourt, but the officials letting him play. Low-scoring game by Alabama standards so far. Just 23 points in 13 minutes, trailing by 4. Holloway puts it on the floor, misses again. Bama's 1 of 7 at the rim. That degree of difficulty was a little bit higher than the others. And just on the road on Saturday, Florida will take on Ole Miss on Saturday. Final week of the regular season. SEC tournament starts middle of next week in Nashville. Top 4 get double buys. Both of these teams
rebounding, block shots, and also leads them in blue-collar points. He's got 8 hard hat awards this year. Because Alabama, they're a high-octane team, but they're a blue-collar mentality team, too.
Part of the senior night festivities post-game, along with Mark Sears. Martin, and the baseline cut off by Sherrill. Good defense. Houck with a good look. Can't hit the three. One and done that time for Florida. Stevenson with a rebound, trying to get out and run, but Florida gets back. And then Sears tried to.
At Auburn. And still the Gators were able to win that game. Just a spectacular performance against the #1 team.
But you wonder if it's an extended period of time. Can they reach their goal of a championship if he's out? Basket by Sears and a foul. Final game here at Coleman Coliseum for Mark Sears.
But he gets to the line a lot and earns his way there. He's such a tough player. He started his career at Ohio University, where he's the leading scorer in the MAC Conference, and he's carried that forward into the SEC.
Game tied at 27-16. Foul by Florida. Richards three off target. It'll roll out of bounds and be out.
3 games. He's 10 of 18 from 3. He's been knocking them down.
Lob for Nelson, broken up, but cleaning it up inside is Phylon of the basket. You saw Elijah Martin returning to the bench for Florida, so that appears to be good news. A 6-0 run right now by the Crimson Tide. Clayton driving, ball swatted out of bounds, but a foul on the drive. Hard to tell exactly when it occurred. So we showed you back on the bench, but not yet returned to the scorer's table. Florida ball down 2, 5 minutes to go here in the opening half. On the back cut, Klobuchar puts it up, misses in and out, and the rebound by Nelson.
Alabama's help side defense has been very active on those back cuts when they're top blocking.
What a great drive and finish by Nelson. Holloway with the find, and it's a 4-point Alabama lead. Richard wide open. Another misfire. Chinyelu back up and in.
The offensive glass is a weapon for Florida. The game doesn't start until their shot goes up. That's when the fight begins.
They got 7 offensive rebounds. Back within 2. Lob. Nelson has it blocked. What a play by Condon. And now Richard in the open floor gets the slam. But it all started with Condon with a tremendous block on the dunk attempt by Nelson. And now we got an injured Alabama player.
Plays are going their way. They're playing tougher than you. And in the SEC, we are the better offensive rebounding team. You got to step it up, box out, and have some pride in your offensive rebounding.
And a turnover by Alabama, and an easy 2 for Richard. Good pass by Clayton. Alabama's, Holly was saying, wasn't strong with the ball on that last possession either.
Yeah, just some careless passing. And when you do that, that leads to runouts. And those you cannot guard.
Holloway missed the 3. Florida ball. Gators working on a 6-0 run after an 8-0 Alabama run. Condon deep, got the defender off his feet. Counted and a foul. Boy, Alex Condon has been huge. And the Gators on a 9-0 run in just a minute to take a 5-point lead. And he connects on the front end of the 1-and-1s, taking scoring and assists. Johni Broome going to win SEC Player of the Year, but Sears, first team All-SEC again.
Absolutely. He's had another outstanding year. But the Wooden Award is going to be either Cooper Flagg of Duke or Johni Broome of Auburn.
Well, Clayton way off, tried to bank that in and missed everything. Hit the board and landed on the other side of the rim. Sears pulls it out. Nelson thought about it, hesitates, now drives, attacks, good feed underneath, and the basket by Amori.
Grant Nelson can knock down a 3, but that's not the lead story with him. You cannot close out to him off balance or he's going to drive it.
Shot clock at 8. Good defense in the half court by Alabama. Richard stripped, got it back with 2. And it's going to be a shot clock violation. Much tougher possession for Alabama on that side of the court.
On every dribble handoff action, Alabama's done a great job of blowing those up.
7th turnover forced by Alabama's defense. Nearing 2 minutes to go here in the opening half. A 1-point game, Florida in front. The floater in the paint off target from Youngblood. And 1 and done for Alabama. Chinyelu with the rebound.
A man-sized rebound with 2 hands.
Florida can clinch the 2 seed in the SEC tournament with a win. 3 ball, way off the mark from Clayton. Clayton 0 for 3 from behind the arc so far. Florida 2 of 12 as a team from 3-point range. Holloway making the defense work. The 3 not there though.
Florida's done a pretty darn good job on the defensive glass, but another knockaway.
Bad turnovers in transition by Florida. Pull up 3. Sears hits. Alabama by 2 with 90 seconds left in the half, and a timeout by Florida. At Ohio, was there for a couple years, but he grew up in Alabama. Returned here the last 3 seasons to play for the Tide. 2-time All-SEC, second-team All-America a year ago.
The second most famous person from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, behind Reese Davis.
Richards 3, short. Alabama ball. Sears ahead to Youngblood. Euro step and the floater. Great footwork in the paint.
An outstanding 3-point shooter, Chris Youngblood, but he's got a lot of game beyond that.
9 straight Alabama points, tied by 4. Excellent drive by Clayton. The finish outstanding, and that ends the run.
And drew contact without a whistle.
Clayton with 10 points. Sears has the hot hand. Missed the 3, tracking down the loose ball. Elijah Martin back on the floor. He'll take the 3 and drill it. Swishing that one home to give Florida a 1-point lead.
That long rebound heading out toward the Florida basket really started the break. But Jaron Stevenson just gave a little bit too much room to Elijah Martin.
Alabama holding for the final shot of the half. 41-40 Florida. Sears against Elijah Martin with 7 seconds to go. Sears using the ball screen. Driving. Sears puts it up. Missed it off the glass. And Richard did not get it off in time. And the first half comes to an end.
It's been a game of runs so far. How do you take control in the second half?
We got to rebound better. They're killing us on the glass. We got to take care of it. We're our turnovers and then their rebounds. That was going to be a big key going in, and we haven't done a very good job with it.
Yeah, speaking of those rebounds, what kind of toughness will you need to see from your team in the second half?
Everybody to pick it off. I don't think anybody's been particularly tough. You know, we got to get some guys in there to dig out some tough defensive rebounds. Yeah, we're down 6 on the glass. They got 7 boards and we only have 4. So we got to do a better job on the glass.
All right, thanks, Coach. Guys, we need to get some better looks offensively, and to win this game, we're going to have to hit some threes. Guys.
Second time these 2 teams, Molly, have met as top 10 teams. The other 23 years ago. Both teams at 12-4 in league play, tied for second. Auburn has already clinched the number 1 seed. Looked like a foul on the shot by Nelson. Instead, Martin with a slam in transition. He ended the half with a 3, and now a vicious slam to start the second half.
Well, Grant Nelson did get fouled, but Elijah Martin took advantage of it. And he has brought a degree of toughness to this team that you really can't quantify. He has been excellent.
Youngblood gets it to roll home off the glass.
Just used that right hand, never brought his left hand to it, just to get it off the glass quicker to keep it from being blocked.
Meanwhile, Florida 14-5 now, fast break points over Alabama. Gators are the number 3 fast break team in the country. Alabama's 28th. Condon underneath, got bumped. Condon throws it into the backcourt. And so
discarding the defender and then flushing that in.
So his 5 points have come on his last 2 possessions with the ball. Florida by 1. Philon, a little quiet in the first half, drives and gets that one to fall off glass. Now Philon puts it in for his 3rd basket.
He had to use that left arm to go right into the chest of Elijah Martin to drive him back.
Clayton for 3 off the dribble. Now Clayton, you mentioned, did not hit a 3 in the first half, connects here.
Well, Alabama's playing off Ruben Chinyelu, and he did a great job of screening to open that up.
Points for Florida, back in the starting lineup after coming off the bench the last couple of games. He was hurt against Mississippi State a handful of games ago. Philon's spot up 3 is good.
Just an excellent find by Mark Sears. Philon relocates, but Sears got a piece of the paint after he came off that handoff action.
Philon's first three-point attempt of the game. Alabama back up one, our 10th lead change. A runner almost banked in, offensive rebound and a foul called.
So much easier for me. I tell him to go out, be aggressive. I feed off of that, and that's what he's doing for this team early in the second half, guys.
Well, Molly, Nate Oates was telling us yesterday that Philon is playing so much harder. That's been a real difference. He leads this team in steals, but he's also talking about his leadership and what he brings to the culture. And Nate Oates said, I would hire LeBaron Philon as an assistant. Maybe not right now. I don't think he should do it right now. He's too good of a player.
Sherrill with the basket gives Alabama a 2-point lead. The three way off from Clayton. Sears looking to run, but Florida gets four guys back defensively. Sears on the baseline, can't connect, batted out by Nelson, and there's Philon.
You can't grab it, tip it out so a teammate can get it.
Philon lob, and Nelson met at the rim again, but that time didn't go up with a shot. He just came down with a ball and then scores to make it a 4-point game.
Boy, really smart to bring that down.
Condon, bad pass. Martin somehow ends up with a basketball. Richard with a pull-up, no. Right to Sears.
Well, that was a big-time fake by Will Richard in the corner.
The crowd wanted Nelson to take the three. Instead, he drives and spins, got Condon off his feet, and fouled. Here, we touched on the fact that both still in the game. Florida's largest lead was 7, and that was when it was 15-8. 4 minutes gone by, second half. Nobody picked up Martin. Florida was way off. Condon, another offensive rebound for Florida. Clayton pays it off with a three. So again, the offensive rebounds lead to buckets for the Gators.
It is remarkable how often an offensive rebound leads to a quality three.
Makes it a 2-point game. Philon in the paint, in and out, rebounded by Hauk. Richard, Condon got position underneath, and good defense by Nelson.
A ton of contact as you're trying to go up.
Sears splits the double, and the corner three not there. Racing down court is Richard. Great look ahead. Richard with the slam. 5 quick Florida points to tie it up.
Such an alert pass from Walter Clayton Jr.
Sherrill nails a three.
This is looking like the Sherrill that had his best game against Georgia. Had 12 points, 7 rebounds in that one. He is showing he can pick and pop. He can knock a three down and stretch a defense out.
He's got 10 points, 4 of 4, 2 of 2 from 3. Unable to answer was Clayton. Loose ball. How great hustle. Martin's going to get a good look, but he can't hit it. Condon threw it off the Sears out of bounds. It's
that they can close out tight games, guys.
They got a 3-point lead right now, though Florida's 3 out of the timeout with Hauk drilling it, ties it up at 55. Alabama's lost 4 times in conference play, 3 of the last 5, including that heartbreaker against Tennessee over the weekend. Florida's 4 losses all came in conference play. They've won 7 of 8, though the lone loss during that stretch was at Georgia last week. Georgia might be in the tournament right now with the way it's played. Sears gets a deflection. Loose ball. And Richard comes away with it. Gets the stuff. The Gators retake the lead.
Well, Alabama's been right there to make some plays, but Florida has been just quicker to the ball when it's been loose. If it's been longer, it's been loose. Florida's gotten it.
Holloway with a tough pass. Sherrill banged up. Actually, Florida Gator, it's Martin down. He got hurt in the first half.
But he and Sherrill bumped heads.
It was the left shoulder that Martin was holding in the first half. And there's Sherrill being helped to the Alabama bench, holding his face. And now Martin up.
See, going after that, they just face-to-face contact, and That's incidental contact, and incidental contact is the stuff that hurts worse than anything else. But just trying to corral this ball, it's hard to grab it. Just these little things of being just a bit quicker to these rebounds and loose balls that Florida's winning.
Clayton up to 16 points now, matching Sears, who has not scored in the second half. Through 6.5 minutes, Clayton weaving through traffic, and what a move! Counted and a foul. Sears lead on the road.
Yet another defender on Mark Sears, Denzel Aberdeen, who's an outstanding defender.
Sears leaning in, and Aberdeen fouls him. His teams like Oklahoma and Texas meeting in
NCAA tournament. Isn't that remarkable?
And you got Oklahoma 4-12 in conference play, yet a bubble team and could beat a lot of teams that are 12-4 in their league.
No question.
Lob pass, Houck under the basket, made the catch, pulls it back out with Florida up 4. Clayton driving, goes to the right hand, missed the layup though, and Sears out of there with it.
Took some contact.
Sears blows by Houck. Great recovery though by Houck. To play to
right, and then you wind up taking points off the board for no reason.
Houck driving, banks it in. Florida back up 4, 7.5 gone by.
Thomas Houck is such a good player. Their best per minute offensive rebounder. He can switch on defense. He can drive it, and a good shooter.
Came off the bench today with Condon back in the starting lineup. Diabate trying to 2 double-doubles in his last 4 games. Gators ball up 3. Aberdeen running the point with Clayton on the bench. Urban Klavjar got caught in the air. Tough pass. Shot clock at 8. Reaching in. Try to strip it away from Houck. And they do. Diabate got the deflection. Sears out of there with it. Sears pulls up for 3. Can't connect. Ball batted around. Sears tried to save it on the baseline but stepped out. It wins. But Auburn lost the game earlier this year and stayed #1. Aberdeen with a lob, and great finish by Condon as he got undercut by Nelson as the ball arrived, and it's a 7-point lead. Florida matching its largest of the day.
As soon as Condon makes that handoff, he just gets right to the rim, and you can throw it up to him. He's big, he's strong, and he's very, very skilled.
Well, guys, one thing to keep an eye out for, Aiden Sherrill was back in Alabama's locker room being evaluated for a face injury. I'm told he will return, and Nate Oates trying to incite passion in his team in that timeout, saying you have less than...
You mentioned that Sherrill's back on the bench. Don't see Elijah Martin yet on the bench for Florida. He went back to the locker room after that collision. I'll check that. He is back on the bench, we're being told. Now, Sears gets a clear path to the basket, and Sears with the field goal.
Florida with terrific denial defense, but once Sears got the ball, had a wide open lane to the bucket.
Nearing the midway point of the second half, 5-point Florida lead. Almost traveling was Richard. Got it down low. Condon goes to the left hand. Got it back after he missed badly the first time and sticks it home.
It's so difficult for Cliff Amore to be able to block out Alex Condon. He missed that so badly. He had the easy lane to go get it.
+7 offensive rebounds for Florida. Line drive 3, not there for Nelson. And it's a 1-and-done for the Crimson Tide.
Another outstanding block out by Ruben Chinyelu. So many quality big guys that Florida can bring into the game.
You saw Martin at the scorer's table. He'll come back in, but the guy that replaced him, Denzel Aberdeen, a big factor, hits a 3 to give the Gators their largest lead.
LeBaron Philon went underneath that screen. That opened it up for Aberdeen, and he had a couple of big games when Elijah Martin was out. Had 2 and 3s, but you go under and you're giving one away.
Alabama has answered every time Florida's gone on a run. Gators have made 5 of their last 6. Sears fumbled it away in midair, tried to gather and score in one motion and couldn't. And Martin puts it on the deck, goes baseline. It's cut off by Youngblood. From the foul line, Chinyelu trying to track down his own miscommits. And Sears just 1 for 6 this half. Final home game. Senior night here in Tuscaloosa. Sears, 2-time All-SEC. Lets it fly. Can't get the 3. Offensive rebound. Not having to play until Friday at the SEC tournament next week. Both free throws off target. Loose ball, and out of there with it is Clayton.
Another loose ball that Florida comes up with.
Oh, what a pass by Clayton to a soaring Condon for the slam in transition.
Florida has been magnificent in transition. They are dominating in fast break points.
The lead is 12, the largest of the night. 7 straight and plus 14 fast break points. Sears with the basket inside.
You don't have the numbers. We don't have the numbers on how many loose balls Florida has picked up, but they have dominated in that category.
Condensed 3, too strong. Alabama ball. Diabate gets downhill, missed the layup, and one and done again for Alabama with Chinyelu getting the defensive rebound.
Alabama's had some shots at the rim. They just have to complete these plays.
Clayton, another lob and another one-handed jam for Condon.
Florida in fast break points in this game.
They really have everything. Got a deep team as well. Battle tested. They've had some big wins on the road this year and trying to get another one. Up 12. Nelson spinning and scoring. Gets it back to a 10-point game. At some point, can Alabama make some threes, though? Just 5 for 18 on the night.
Well, that's half their average output in a game.
Condon got position deep. Looked like he traveled, may have released the ball prior to picking up that pivot foot. Aberdeen through the lane, in and out. And a much needed defensive rebound by Diabate. What a wild shot by Youngblood, wouldn't fall. The tip won't go either. Another chance, bodies hit the floor. And this is going to go to Florida on the possession arrow.
To 7 in second chance points off 13 offensive rebounds. That's been a huge part of this game, but they also have an 18-4 advantage in fast break points, and there's only been 6 Alabama turnovers. Some of these have come off rebounds. Good pass inside.
Extra pass, Condon. Another pass down low. Shot clock at 3. Condon inside, and a foul with 1.8 on the shot clock.
Just keeps pressure on you and pressure on the backboards all game long, and after a while that's going to wear you down.
Sears hesitates, drives, Euro step, floater, no good, and one and done again for Alabama. Florida's possession up 12, 6-minute mark. Clayton gets to the rim and scores. Can the Gators pull away? Their lead is 14, the largest of the night.
Clayton's just got an extra gear.
21 points for Clayton. Trying to get his 7th game of 25 or more. Big hit by Phylon, a much-needed 3 for Alabama.
And a nice find by Grant Nelson. For the most part, Florida's done a really good job of keeping Alabama off the three-point line and forcing them into tough twos, which have been difficult to complete.
Martin can't answer. Another offensive rebound, and Condon will go back to the line. A 4-point possession.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that drives Nate Oates nuts, is giving up an offensive rebound off a missed free throw.
Omori with the basket and a foul. At the line trying to complete the 3-point play. Alabama has already missed 5 free throws this half, but that one is good. And now the crowd rises with 5 minutes to go in a 9-point game. Clayton turns the corner. Another tremendous lob to Condon for the slam.
Just a little simple stagger to get Walter Clayton Jr. the ball. And they ran him off the 3-point line, but that meant he could get downhill and get to the paint. And when you help on it, he just lobs it up.
There are a lot of NBA scouts in attendance. Walter Clayton's making some money tonight as a scorer and the distributor. Nice move by Phylon in the lane, getting the teardrop.
What Alabama really needs right now are consecutive stops. There is still plenty of time left in this game.
Got to do a better job on the defensive glass.
Boy, Florida's really doing a good job of moving the ball, getting from side to side.
Clayton again with a kick out. Houck for 3. And the lead is back to 12.
Boy, how do you deal with that when your big guys are knocking down threes? Houck knocks one down. Condon's made a couple.
The offensive execution, the fluidity of Florida's offense in the half court been beautiful to watch here.
Doesn't mean that a top team from another league isn't going to win the championship this year. It doesn't mean Houston isn't going to win it or Duke isn't going to win it. That's not what I'm saying. But just an incredible league top to bottom.
And that's a big offensive rebound, something that had been lacking for Alabama after the missed free throw by Nelson, and Sears pays it off in his final home game on senior night with a three. But how about Elijah Martin getting to the cup again with a vicious jam?
That was a set play after the three by Mark Sears. What an answer to get that back door on the open side.
In and out. Philon almost had it go down. Would have been back-to-back threes for Alabama.
Philon's had a good game. He's got 16 points and 4 assists in this one.
Sears leading the way with 24. Clayton has 21. Condon 25 for Florida. Hauk gets a good look. Front rim, no. And they're going to call Condon for the foul.
This 11-point lead.
Amori's
Alabama with Aiden Sherrill. He had 10 points. He was 4 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3, having one of his best games.
Amori makes them both. 9-point game again.
Right now,
get a stop.
Well, right now, Florida can spread the floor. Having both Hauk and Condon out on the floor, both excellent passers, and both can knock down a three.
2.5 to play. Clayton waiting for the screen, goes away from it. Kicks it back out. The shot clock at 7. Here's Richard. Richard double, fight through it. Richard with 2, 3 on the way. Short. Rebound Sears looking to run. Alabama trying to get a fast break opportunity. Made his last 3. Bonus for the last couple of fouls. Oh, Amori knocks down 4 straight. First time Alabama's been this close since about the 9-minute mark. Two minutes to go. Gators lead down to 7. Clayton can't get free. Diabate shadowing him off the ball. Shot clock at 10. Martin trying to drive on Sears. Oh, a foul called on Sears for reaching in. They did have a foul to give. It's Sears' first personal. It's going to be a side out with the shot clock going to 20. They've been letting that go a lot tonight, but they call it there. The shot clock was down to about 8. But it resets to 20 after the defensive foul. Now it's at 10. Clayton looking to drive.
Got the switch.
Bounce inside. Condon triple team. Condon puts it up. No. Hauk had it. Lost it out of bounds. Alabama ball.
We'll wait.
That's coming up next.
He is, can they get stops?
They've called fouls on the perimeter when they were letting some of that go earlier in the game. It's a 5-point game, and now Alabama going to put on the full court press. Clayton can run and gets it in quickly to Condon, and Condon is fouled. Alabama ball down 7. Philon using the screen. Sears, straight on look. Can't bury it. Hauk got the rebound and fouled. 2014, of course, won the national championships under Billy Donovan, 2006, 2007. 1 minute to go. Got to have it possession here for Mark Sears in Alabama. Sears trying to lob it up, and he did to Amori, who slams it down.
How did he see Cliff Amori through those trees? Call a home game here. They wound up losing their first game in the SEC tournament, and then they went to the Final Four. I mean, I think for a lot of these teams, they're going to feel better when they get out of SEC play and play somebody else. Yeah, really, Oregon and North Carolina were their 2 best non-conference wins.
They can run the baseline. They get it into Hauk. Gives it up to Clayton. Don't want to foul him. Will Richards, an 80% free throw shooter. Got to foul somebody, though. And they'll foul Martin. And Florida's defense has been very good in this game. They got to go quickly. Wide open 3 is good for Stevenson, who's in the backcourt. Heads to guard Condon. Florida's got a timeout. Clayton, as Hauk gets free down court, and then is grabbed in the conference.
Right now it's no fouls, no threes.
Sears will take it to the basket. Florida will give him that. So a 4-point game again. 13.2 seconds left. They'll save the timeout. Inbound to Avs in crunch time. 6-point game. Got to hoist a three quickly. Instead, Sears drives. Surprised that Florida even challenged that. Layup is good. They got to foul quickly. 3.4 left. 4-point game.
It's the rule. They spend more time watching TV than they do officiating the game.
Sears missed the three. His final shot of his final game here at Coleman Coliseum ends in defeat. A huge win for Florida.